people who lie on people consistently, I don't think they ever think the truth is going to come to the light. I think that most think they could tell a lie in a dark corner and it's going to stay in that corner forever. Eventually, you will be exposed, whoever you are.
But when you get exposed, now wickedness is accepted. They said Meg Thee Stallion was sitting there drinking like she ain't bothered that these new allegations have come out that they lied on their brother Tory Lanez.
Oh, yeah.
And she act like it.
2022, singer, rapper Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, dance, and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her.
This is a version of events from Megan Thee Stallion herself, from her own documentary about what she says happened.
We left to go home. I was in the car with Tory and his driver and Kelsey. We are all arguing. But I knew I was talking. He probably was a little offended. I tried to get out the car one time. They was like, Megan, get back in the car, get back in the car. We almost see a house. I get out the car again. I'm walking off. And this mother just started hollering at me. He was like, dance.
Do you actually think a gun was fired at all then? Or could that in itself be in question?
That based on the evidence that I've seen and that the Tory's attorneys will be presenting to the American people, the evidence as of right now is showing that there are no bullet fragments that have been presented, which will let people assume what they will on that.
This is somebody who, in my opinion, I've never heard nothing good about her.
Right.
I'm talking about people who know her. And I'm not saying I know a lot of people who know her. I met Tory Lanez one time in the Beverly Center. The brother walked up to me and he spoke to me and he was like, what's up? If you need anything, just call me. I swear this is what he told me when I met him. I'm gonna tell you something, man. When women who are loose and project themselves as these housewives starter kit type, they talk, I get frustrated.
Housewives starter kit.
Yeah, these housewives starter kit. I be like, man, what is this talking about? People be like, you ain't never heard this song? I was in the car and this played some Meg Thee Stallion on my YouTube. I got so mad. I was like, throwing off my algorithm with this sucker shit.
Gonna keep popping.
I don't listen to that sucker about what a lying about. You, somebody put you on. They got your face and body fixed up. You ain't. You look like a boy without all that. Oh, goddamn! Shut. And now I brought her up to make a point. These motherfuckers did the ultimate lie, it turns out.
Proof, testimony of Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey Harris, and DNA evidence on the weapon that convinced jurors to convict. Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanez. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years. So he goes away, recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit, okay? Because new evidence is about to come out. All right, a little conspiratorial, but he was definitely stabbed. Lane's supporters believe that the media doesn't care because Megan Thee Stallion is represented by Jay-Z's Rock Nation.
Do you think Gavin Newsom has it in him to go against Megan Thee Stallion and the establishment that surrounds her?
Well, I pray that he does. I know, as you just mentioned, Megan Thee Stallion is one of the biggest elites in the country, probably around the world. She's connected to some of the biggest beacons of political power that there are, business interests. She has a lot of money and support and power behind her. Tory Lanez is a victim. He doesn't have that kind of support and power that she has. Megan has a lot of power. So I'm hopeful that he will look at the facts. I'm hopeful that he would act with integrity on this issue, and I'm hopeful he would do justice. Tory has a son at home. He needs to get home to his kid. And the fact that he almost was murdered for something I believe he didn't do is just, I mean, irreparable harm to the justice system itself.
Tory Lanez is about to get probably more money off a lawsuit than he ever made doing music. They did Tory dirty, dog.
I heard what she did to Tory, and the reason, like I said, I didn't have all my evidence. But ain't nobody tripping off no goddamn Meg Thee Stallion. Get your lying ass out. How she really look? She look like a fight. I need her for security. I don't need to hear you dance and rap. Shut up and fight this drunk hoe.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, she did some cold-blooded lying, man. That's the part where I'm like, if women lie on a man and he has to do jail time, if that's overturned, they should have to go do that time. Because she know who shot her. And Tory's so solid, he didn't tell.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he didn't tell. But the thing is, when they only took his DNA and it was 3 DNAs on the gun.
I heard about that.
They didn't even test Meg. They didn't test the chick who actually shot her. Her best friend is who shot her because she was Tory. Man, they did some foul shit.
Tory DM'd me some time ago. I never like to put receipts out.
Free him.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what Tory said to me. Hold on. I'll be home this year. I said, how long you been gone? I'm so confused by your case. He said, actually, I have a crazy plan when I get back that I think you should know. And it's honestly a bunch of suppressed evidence that was kept away from me during trial. I said, WAC told me that, but didn't say what. He said, like, through trial, they keep saying it was inconclusive on the gun DNA, but I always knew I never touched the gun, so I asked my lawyer to retest it, and sure enough, I was 102% excluded completely from everything, just like I said. I said, well, why didn't you just say who did it? Doing time for something you ain't do. He said, I took the rap for Kelsey, never wanted her to go to jail, and I never wanted Megan to get hurt or anything. So in me stopping her from getting shot, I got the raw deal.
Ladies and gentlemen of Polite Savages, we have a glitch in the matrix. It seems like when a lady who used to believe all women turned against the sisterhood because she doesn't believe this woman. Amber Rose is the catalyst, the person who absolutely alerted Congresswoman Luna to what she considers the faulty evidence gathering in the railroading of Tory Lanez.
When Amber Rose became a Republican and threw her support around Donald Trump, we thought it was just a financial grift. Here's another IG model that's past her prime, trying to find a new way to make money. But the party switch, as you young folks would call it, was diabolical. Not only did Amber Rose rebrand herself, she made some friends and connections in high places. And one of those people she became friends with is this particular U.S. representative, Anna Paulina Luna. Not only is Anna Paulina Luna a U.S. representative in Florida, she's also a part of a very powerful committee called the Oversight and Accountability Committee. And guess who pulled up on Anna Paulina with some information for Tory Lanez? Amber Rose. And when Amber Rose did that, boy, things started to happen.
Now, I could give a damn about Jay-Z or his company until now. Why? Anna Paulina Luna is a representative from Florida. She says she's got new evidence, says it wasn't him.
And so this case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance Megan.
Well, you Polite Savages, one thing is for certain, this Meg Thee Stallion case will not go away. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. Another update. Now, the sisterhood has been up in arms. The Meg Thee Stallion sycophants have been up in arms. People have been up in arms, upset that possibly their booty-shaking, twerkulating idol, Meg the male horse stallion, can actually be guilty of lying on a stand. But the rabbit hole goes even deeper because the district attorney, the prosecutor, turns out this person could also be the catalyst of a conspiratorial level cover-up. But why? Well, I'm not one to put on my tin hat, but if you look in the comment sections, the Polite Savages point to one person, Rock Nation.
I'd also like to point out that the prosecutor specifically on this case that initially brought the charges is a very interesting prosecutor. Look into who ran him. And at the end of the day, you know, I think Hollywood, as you know, Chris, in politics does overlap, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that happened there. So look at the evidence for yourself.
But we don't even have to get into all of that. We can say the quiet part out loud. If the DNA evidence doesn't fit, then damn, somebody must have quit. And as always, it's time to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. And sometimes the truth is a bitter, butt-shaking pill. And the irony is, a congresswoman from Florida can make you take your medicine. So there's nothing left to do but get on up into it. Let's go.
Whole time this was a drunk that got into the same as her friend, got into it with her friend shot her on accident, more than likely. But we have to go through all of this because just don't know how to just be like, hey, this is my fault. I'm gonna take accountability so we don't have to drag everybody else's lives through this slow, agonizing process of getting to a truth that I could have told in 15 seconds. But no, we gonna wait 3 years. I'm gonna keep up a lie during this time, and just for all of it to get exposed down the line anyway. And you would rather lie and look like a hero and look, run with the whole protect black women narrative than to just tell the truth about what happened.
I lied to Gayle King. First of all, I didn't know that you even ask me about that. I always want to talk about this shooting. Why'd you ask me about Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was, I this nigga like once, maybe twice on a drunk night. Kept catching me out of my mind.
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
Did that bother you at any point that she admitted to lying?
Listen, it bothered me that so many people didn't believe her story. That bothered me, so I wanted to get from her firsthand. Why she said what she said to me is really on her.
See there's a lot of inconsistency going on here.
As you heard from Ms. Stallion herself, she admitted to lying to Gayle King. And what I will also tell you is I'm also have been informed that there's actually ring footage, and that will likely also be released here pretty soon. I know we are helping to put the evidence out there to the American people, and I will be continuing to push for his full pardon. I think that people owe them an apology.
Megan, you might be going to jail, girl. Based on what he's saying, look, Tory may be many things. I've been to Tory's house once. I've partied with Tory once. He's not my friend. We don't chit chat like that. But if he took 10 years on the chin to protect 2 black women for what he's alleging and then ended up getting stabbed 14 times as a result, get him up out of there if he didn't do it. But what I'm saying is, Kelsey, if you did it, you need to go to jail. And Megan, if you lied on that man, I will be the first one to be there and say you need to go to jail. Now, look, if this is all just one drunk night where nobody remembers anything and somebody ended up getting shot, then say that. But she said in the documentary, he did it.
Yep.
There's also clips of her online saying, he shot at me from this one. I mean, her story's been changing up. Just say I was drunk and I don't remember who did it.
And what's going on this time? Well, Representative Luna, part of the Oversight Committee in Congress, is making her rounds, went to CUOMO. Let everybody know that Amber Rose was the one who gave her the info. So all of you fools who are out there saying that this evidence would not come to bear, well, what happened? She went on national television and a national internet show with millions of followers to give up the ghost.
The only people that I really know involved in this are Miss Amber Rose, who actually initially flagged this for me and connected me with Tory's attorney. And when I looked at the evidence, and remember, I'm a member of House Oversight and Accountability, and what I can tell you is that the evidence in this case overwhelmingly speaks to the fact that Mr. Lanez is actually being incarcerated, I would say, as an innocent man. I actually reached out today to Gavin Newsom's office, and we are requesting an emergency meeting. We're also working with other Democrats, and I have the ability on a federal level to impact prison reform. And what I can tell you is everything in this case, I don't believe that he was actually given due process. I believe it was a stacked trial. I believe the evidence speaks for itself. And I am willing to actually cross party lines to work with the Democrats to secure pardon from Governor Newsom's office. And we're currently in the process of setting up talks with Governor Newsom.
And so just for you folks who don't understand what's going on, they're putting together what's called a pardon package, and it's going to be submitted to the governor of California because, of course, this being a state charge and not a federal charge, the POTUS has nothing to do with it. There is an appeal pending because the DNA evidence was not conclusive and withheld. It wouldn't it be ironic if Amber Rose was the catalyst to getting an innocent man out of jail?
Crazy how life works. And to think they made me the poster boy for the unprotection of black women when in all honesty, I protected 2 black women, one from getting shot and one from going to jail. Never said nothing in 8 to 10 years for them to live. It's a crazy, crazy place we live in. I said, but why you ain't just say that? When I got shot, I told. And he said, I lost my mother at 11 years old. I couldn't sleep with myself. I was the reason for taking a mother away from her kid. I just couldn't do it. Tory Lanez.
He's better than me.
Yeah, watch that press conference, man, because they railroaded this brother, and it ain't right. And if she has something to do with it, she needs to pay the piper. This man was just stabbed 14 times.
Well, it was a hit.
It was a hit, but I'm saying, no, he shouldn't even be there. He shouldn't even be there.
And in regular population too. That's
That's
not right.
crazy.
That is very crazy.
Thank you for listening to the Tip Network. Follow us on all social medias. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.
We found true happiness.